What is up, guys? Jake from OneHive here with our next how to attack strategy video. How to GoHoWiWi. We're talking about golems, hogs, wizards, and witches, obviously. And this strategy, sort of like the HoloWiWi, it exists simply because of the update, because of the giant bombs buff, centralized heroes, the same things that we've talked about before. Um, this strategy is utilized best when you can't HoloWiWi. The HoloWiWi is becoming more and more popular. More and more people are defending against it properly, moving those air defenses out of that silly all air defense core setup that makes the HoloWiWi so effective. And as that happens, your balloons are less effective. So this is an adaptation to that progression, I guess, in the game. What this is going to do for you is a couple things if used properly. It's going to eliminate some either known or possible giant bomb locations by sending witches, skeletons, golems into those areas first. It's also going to eliminate the queen, which are two steps that we know we have to take in order to do a successful hog attack. So that is sort of the goal of when you're sending in your golem squad, your witches, your wizards, is to do those two things. So you need to deploy them in a manner that you know they're going to be successful in that. And then you have to also know where to send in your hogs, where they're going to path to, if there's any remaining bomb locations possible. There's still steps you have to take. It's not like, again, this is not a perfect strategy. It's base specific, but it is going to give you another setup, another tool to use that will let you continue to get 3 stars on anti-holo basis. As always, we're going to look at some, we're going to break them down, show you what the attack was intended to do and how it went down. So let's get started on that. Alright, the first one we're going to look at is an attack that I did actually back when we went against Reddit Infinity. You can see on the base here, there's obviously several double bomb possible locations. That's your main concern. The ones that make the most sense and are the most threat are obviously these interior ones. Alright, those outside ones are not very smart. If he puts his double bombs there, you can pre-trigger them with just a hog. So that's not where I thought they were. And we'll back up and actually mark where they ended up being. There was a double giant bomb set right here, and there was a double giant bomb set right here. Then he had Teslas, ended up popping here. One popped here, here, and here. Now, obviously, I didn't know that before I attacked, but again, I knew it had to be one of the interior ones where the double bombs were going to be. So my plan of attack was simply this. I sent 2 golems in. All right, one went into this compartment, and one into this compartment. Okay, I spread my kill squad behind them. Wizards, witches, all that good stuff. Heroes, all that was going in for the kill. For the clan castle, I knew was going to come out, and for the queen kill. I brought a couple of rages just to use for the clan castle kill and the queen. I ended up dropping them pretty close together just to keep that kill squad standing in it. And as they move in, the golem moves in, they end up triggering the double bomb set right here. All right, a skeleton sets it off. So I know at that point, and this Tesla pops down here. So I know that the remaining giant bomb set, the double set that I have to worry about, is either in this compartment right here by the king, or in this one down here. I don't know which yet, but I know it's in one of the two. So what I decide to do when that double bomb set goes off is to deploy my hogs in two directions. I send several hogs in here and end up dropping a heal spell for them as that Tesla pops to make sure they get into at least that double giant bomb set there. And I drop another set of hogs coming in from the top here to approach this one. When this goes off, I know obviously where they're at. I've dropped my other heal up in this area, and as you'll see, it takes away the threat of your hogs getting wiped out. The tricky part of GoHoWiWi is knowing how much of each to bring. I see it a lot of times. People bring too few hogs, and I've seen people bring too many hogs. The kill squad, the golems, all of that stuff has to make it to sort of the point where you want them to. The queen's got to be dead, and they've got to eliminate giant bomb possibility. So basically, this part of the base, everything on this side of that line, it's the responsibility of my kill squad. So you have to know roughly how much to bring that is capable of taking that out. The hogs pretty much handle the backside. That's a balance. It's going to take practice. It's going to take learning how much to do on each of those to make it successful. But we will watch how this plays out and then go on to the next attack. All right, as we were saying, golems go down, to direct them to the two compartments. Back it up by your wizards, witches. Then we're going to send in some wall breakers just to open those doors up for them, let them in, let them start moving forward. Drop the first rage because I'm dealing with the clan castle troops. So you want to get them dead. They can really, if you're not handling them quickly, can cause problems. And I want to get them into that queen quickly. That skull wall doesn't take them long to get through. Then go ahead and drop the second rage. So all that DPS is just standing in that rage and just doing work. The golem on the left still tanking. The one on the right's pretty much done with already. But right there, you see the bombs go off. Boom, boom. Now I know that on the backside that I've got just the two more locations possible. I come in from both directions. Just send a few hogs in to start working into that area. Drop the heal on the top, drop it on the bottom, so I know the hogs are going to make it. Drop the last few remaining hogs because that Tesla popped. I knew the double giant bomb was down here. The way I pathed them in, it sets them off one at a time. If they came from the top and the double giant bombs were there, it could have triggered them all. But the way that it was set up, they just triggered one at a time, and then your hogs can live through that. And as you can see, still got the kill squad sort of moving around the outsides. The king's still up, but they're going to get taken. He's going to get taken out by the hogs here in just a moment. At this point right here, it's over. All the bombs are triggered. We got kill squad left. We got hogs left. So it's going to be a nice 3-star. So you can see there how it sort of plays out. It's just planning and knowing how many of each to bring. That's going to help you be successful. So we will watch the finish of the cleanup here, and watch the 3-star. This is a thing that takes practice though. That looked like it went pretty smooth, but it took a lot of planning and a lot of thinking about how you were going to do it. Let's move on to the next one we're going to look at. All right, the next one we're going to look at is actually an attack by Che during our scrimmage we had a while back, inter-clan scrimmage, and this one is it's a pretty weak base actually designed. I think it was a forum base actually, but anyways, the double giant bombs are here and here. He ends up having the Teslas here and here, and then here and here. Now you've got a few other possibilities that could be a threat of double giant bombs. Obviously you've got this area here. Even you could say, here and here, but the problem is those are bad locations for it. And even if they were there, the attack strategy would not have changed because of the way this works. Again, he's going to send his golems. He actually brings 3 golems. I think 2 probably would have done, but he brought 3. He's basically bringing them each direction here, followed up by his kill squad, which he just sprinkles in behind up here, witches, wizards, heroes, all that good stuff. They work their way down, and like we talked about last time, sort of the line that they're responsible for is here. It's a bigger portion of the base. They've got to get into each one of these double bomb possible spots, and they got to get the queen dead. So they've got a pretty, he brings fewer hogs. You can see he's only got 10 hogs here, but they've got a pretty big job to get down to that far. Different bases work differently. You're going to run into ones that you need more hogs. You're going to run into ones that you need fewer hogs. So you've got to, again, that takes practice. That just takes knowing how much you need of each thing. But again, he triggers the bombs, you'll see, and then he sends his hogs in. They start cleaning up, and he has just about the right amount. I think he has 2 hogs left on this bottom mortar when it's all said and done. So we'll watch this one live and show you how it goes. All right, as we said, the golems get dropped up top. He drops a few wizards behind that golem, take that weak mortar out. And then he's just going to work his way down to that cannon, obviously. As it does, it's going to start drawing the fire from the defenses, and he's just going to start sprinkling in his wizards behind. Goes ahead and drops his other golems and bust open those side compartments with wall breakers. Now the clan castle troops are gonna start coming out. He's got to deal with them, so he drops a heal and a rage. Just gets everything, dealing with them as quickly as possible. He doesn't want to lose his DPS troops here. Then the golems are going to start going down to these side compartments worth the job right there. You'll see the right side, boom, it gets triggered. As soon as this mortar goes down on the left side, everything tends to funnel to the right, which is sort of bad because the queen's on the left, but she's going to draw them back here in a moment. The mortar goes down right there. That golem triggers those other giant bomb sets. So now he knows he's in the clear. He can send his hogs in anytime at this point. I believe he sends them in from the top here. Takes a moment. He could have, again, once the giant bombs are done, send your hogs in, protect as much of your kill squad as you can. Oh, he comes from the bottom, I'm sorry. Splits them from the sides there, just sort of sprinkles them in the bottom, taking out those defenses, just sort of point, targeting them. The hogs start working their way around. He even brings a jump for some of his DPS to get out of the core, which was nice. And then, as you can see right there, there's only 2 defenses left. The hogs didn't play as big a role here. It was more of a GoWiWi than a GoHoWiWi, but the hogs did take out about 5 defenses. That's big, and if you'll see, he's got some kill squad left, but just a straight GoWiWi, I don't know. It might not have been nearly as effective, and it wouldn't have been nearly as quick. So good attack there, Chad. All right, let's look at one more, guys. All right, guys, the last one we're going to look at is a cleanup attack that Airbear, a new member, did last war, and everything was known where it was at. This is a little different style of base than the first 2 that we've shown. This one is more of a traditional GoWiWi base that you would attack with. You would attack with a traditional GoWiWi style. You've got a lot of outside defenses that the golems can walk to freely. He's going to drop his golems to where they're going to start moving around the base in this fashion. He's got one going that way, and he's going to have one going this way, and they're going to walk from defensive building to defensive building. He doesn't have to worry about getting through the walls or getting to a core. This is a type of base you want to watch for. Okay, this is a very effective. GoHoWiWi is very effective at this style of base. So if you see one like that, see if you can plan it out. Obviously, you've got several possible locations, but he knew that the double giant bombs were right here and right here. Really only this and possibly these were the other 2 possibilities, but he ended up having them in those locations, and he had his Teslas, quad Teslas right here next to the town hall. That's pretty common. If you see this a lot of times, more times than not, the giant bombs are going to be in some of these other spots, and the quad Teslas are going to be right there by the town hall. So that's the way he does it. Like I said before, he sends his golem just to wrap around the base this way. This golem actually ends up triggering that bomb for him, and he sends this golem around this direction. He drops his kill squad, king, queen, all that good stuff here, just to funnel into the center and to get to this queen right there. Drops a few wall breakers, etc. Even gives him a rage and a heal in that area. Then he brings his hogs in from the top, and this is smart because it's going to take a while for the golems and the cleanup squad to get around to trigger these bombs. So knowing hog pathing, he sends them in here, maybe just a few seconds early, or maybe just a second or 2 early, because this was not, one of them was triggered, the other one wasn't, and they got kind of close to it. But he goes ahead and drops the one heal he used for his hogs in this area because those quad Teslas, that's a major threat. And it was smart to bring his hogs in there. They take this out, and then because of the way the pathing works, they're just going to work their way around the base into the core a little bit and stay away from this area here. And finally, some skeletons get around and trigger that. There's not a line I can draw for you on this base and say this is what the kill squad and the golems are responsible for, because it's not that type of base. He wants that kill squad and golems to work their way all the way around the base, all the way to the end. So and the hogs are more or less responsible for the core. That's their job. That's their target. In a base like this, that's the way you want to design it. You want to figure your numbers based on that. So we will watch this last one live and see how it goes. Alright, so golem goes down. That's the one that's going to work its way up high. This bottom golem is going to work its way down low. There you see just a wad of wizards, witches backing them up, strengthens some wall breakers, king, queen, just getting everything going into the base, getting the clan castle troops out, which goes ahead and drops a heal and a rage right there. All that stuff's going to be fine now. Drops a second rage there. I'm sorry, that wasn't a rage. That was the king going off. There you go. Then already you can see the hogs are coming in. The clan castle troops and the queen is committed to that kill squad, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Again, the giant bomb wasn't quite gone yet, but that quad Tesla and those wizard towers and mortars, that's what he really wanted to get taken care of. Does a good job, drops a heal on those hogs to keep them up during the quad Tesla kill. And then they finish up the little bit on the core and start working their way to the outside. But you can see how many wizards he's got left. Just having that rage and that heal just swarm that core. And then the hogs doing some tanking and doing some killing around that, what would be probably on the outside. And you'll see on the bottom there, the giant bomb gets triggered there at the end. That witch is still got some skeletons going around, and all the defenses are dead. So just a real nice attack by Air Bear, and on a base that was well thought out to do a GoHoWiWi on. Guys, I hope y'all like this. I hope you like this style of attack and the next attack strategy video that we brought to you. Leave a comment in the section down below. Let me know. As always, Jake from One Hive, doing my best to help you guys suck less.